So you may want to work on an image that needs more than just a change in size. So let's open another image that can use a few other adjustments. I'm going to choose the landscape image, click OK, and then I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that it fits. Okay, so now we have an image that you can see is just a hair crooked. So I want to rotate the image. So I'm going to choose the rotate tool out of the toolbox over on the left. It has two little arrows that show rotate. And then on the main image, I'm going to click and drag and it'll allow me to rotate the image. You can also use the rotate dialog box that pops up to rotate your image as well by typing in a value into this angle box. Negative is counterclockwise, positive is clockwise. Once you're happy with your rotation, click the rotate button. It will set in your rotate and you'll be left with an image that's rotated but now has some of the checkerboard background showing where the image was rotated. So we need to crop that out. So I'm going to choose the crop tool, which looks like an X-Acto blade. It's right next to the rotate tool. And then I'm going to come back to the main image and click and drag over the image to choose the part of the image that I want. If I'm not happy with what the image looks like, I can hover over the edges of the images and I get these boxes. If you click and drag inside those boxes, you can resize your crop box. Okay, so once you're happy, you're going to hit the Enter key on your keyboard to set in your change. You can also change other things about your images using the color menu. So for instance, brightness and contrast. I get a brightness and contrast dialog box. I can increase the brightness or decrease the brightness. You may need to do this if you have a photo that's too dark or too light and you want it to have a little more punch. It's also useful for images that you might use as a background image if you make it very bright and low contrast. For instance, you have an image that might work for the web. Of course, bright and very low contrast or high contrast is horrible. So let's come to some reasonable location. You can use the preview box to compare what it looked like before to what it looks like after. If you're happy, you can click OK. And that's it for this picture. Of course, we could do more if we wanted to using that color thing. You can change the color of the picture, hue, saturation, as well as many other things that are a lot like Photoshop if you've had a Photoshop class. Finally, we're going to resize our image again. So we're going to go to Image, Scale Image. It's already at 72 pixels per inch, so all we need to do is adjust the height and width. So this time we'll say 600 pixels wide and click Scale. And then we're going to Save As and choose to rename it so we don't overwrite our original. So Landscape 600 will work fine. Remember, sorry, you need to save your images to the right location within your web folder for this week and click Save. I'm not sure why it's asking us that, but we'll just export anyway. Again, we get a quality dialog box and we click to find something that's reasonable, which will be about 80, and click the Save button. Okay, so that's it for this video.